Alright, you guys, this is going to be a quick little recap on the two trades I took today. They were both puts on QQQ, one for 67%, one for 43%. And there was also a opportunity to take calls as well. I'm going to go over that as well. Forgive me for the fire alarm. Uh, but yeah, let's get straight into it. So pre-market, I said we were looking pretty bearish. This is where we were opening right here, right below the previous day's low. And as you can see, we uh, we were using it as support over and over and over. But if you go over here, you'll see we created a head and shoulders. If you're not familiar with a head and shoulders is, this is the left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder. And once you see something like that, what you're expecting is price to continue down to complete the head and shoulders, which is exactly what happened today. But yeah, so we're gonna get straight into it. Like I said, this is where we were opening up right here. So this is a 1 hour imbalance right here. I'm gonna turn off these EMAs and VWAP. It's kind of messy, but okay, so this is the 1 hour imbalance here. Go down to the 5 minute, you'll see where we are opening up at. This is where the market was starting to open. This is the opening candle here. But as you can see, pre-market, we were already below the previous day's low. As we came into the market open, we were coming to test the previous day's low. So go down to a lower time frame. What you'll see is, where are we? This is where we got our first presented fair value gap. I didn't even trade off of the first presented today. Today was strictly based on market structure. And pre-market, I said it was clearly bearish, and then I just explained to you guys what the head and shoulders looked like. But once we got below this imbalance, once we got below this low right here, that's where I took my entry, simply based off of the market structure. So I took an entry there. Stop went up here at the previous day's low, and my target was the top of the gap fill, which is right here. So this was 67% that I caught on QQQ right here. I didn't take any calls today, but if I would have taken calls, it was pretty clear. It was pretty clear what the calls could have been. I'm gonna go over that as well. Where did this just take me? Sorry guys. Um, so look, for calls, we were delivering off of this imbalance, not imbalance. This is a gap. This zone right here, this is the gap that still hadn't been filled. As you can see, where am I headed to? Sorry guys. This is the gap that still hadn't been filled. So that's what we were bouncing off of. Damn, that fire alarm is gonna be probably pretty annoying in the video, but if you look here, we have a 5 minute imbalance right here. And what you want to see off of the 5 minute is it get respected, which is exactly what happened. We came down, respected the 5 minutes. So what you want to do after that is go down to a lower time frame and look for an inversion. Hopefully this is understandable and not confusing. So here is our inversion right here. I really don't want these lines to extend to the, I don't want them to only extend to the right. There we go, sorry. Yeah, so here's our inversion here. And simply, an inversion is simply a fair value gap that doesn't get respected, it gets inverted. So once this gap got filled and continued to the opposite direction, that's what creates an inversion. So once you see something like that off of the bullish 5 minute getting respected, that's the entry criteria for continuation. So this is where once this candle closed and inverted, you could have entered anywhere off of this. Your stop goes below the low that tested the 5 minute. And yeah, you just watch it ride all the way up to the previous day's low. Probably would have, if I was in this, I probably would have trimmed right here at the first presented. Let's see what VWAP looked like here. VWAP's not updated. But yeah, that could have been the long entry. And then for the short, the last short that I took, I'm gonna show you. Let me go up to the hourly. So I'm gonna get rid of all of these though, because these don't really matter anymore. So like again, like I was saying, this is a hourly bearish imbalance up here. So that's what we're still delivering off of. We didn't even come back and fully test it and go down to 5 minute. What I'm looking for, it was kind of late, but what I'm looking for is another imbalance. So this is a 5 minute imbalance. Rejected previous day's low, 5 minute bearish imbalance here. And off of the 5 minute bearish imbalance, what I'm going to look for is another what? An inversion, but an inversion to the downside. So this time we got our inversion right here. Sorry. It's pretty small, so I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of that. But this is our inversion to the downside, guys. Right here. And once this candle fully closed and inverted, that's when I took my short entry. Took my short right here. Stop goes above the high. And then I rode it all the way till we filled the gap. So let me go back to the hourly so I can show you guys where the gap fill ended. And that's where I rode this last short all the way to the downside. Rode it all the way till we filled the gap right there for 43%.